Hello and welcome. My name is AT Anthony77. So, if I'm gonna be honest, I usually make Armor Forger content because that's my main game, but this is gonna be an exception. Just because usually I have matches like this, which are pretty simple, so I'm just gonna 10 times it because it doesn't really matter. Standard placement, go back to the cities, I draw him in, so like his heavy units lose the plains advantage. Then he starts pushing me in the north, I pretend I don't see it so I can encircle him, blah blah blah. I already have a 20k troop advantage and it's just gonna keep growing. Another pick on one of his units, another pick, so that's another, what, 30, 40k difference. And it's just gonna keep growing. So usually I have matches like this. Occasionally I might have like a loss and all that, but like I'm pretty sure my my win ratio is about 70%. Let's check the profile real quick. 110 out of 146, so that's about like 70-ish percent. Doesn't matter. So basically I had games like those until I encountered this motherfucker. So this was a hell of a fucking match. A hell of a fucking match. And I wasn't even expecting it because usually you get like people who are inexperienced and they're in the top 1000s even, like just because they play a lot. This motherfucker actually had skill. So, first off, he starts with the standard opening. He has more tanks in the south, so he pushes the south. Gains not too much of a troop advantage, which I catch on pretty quickly because I cycle my units. So as you can see, he tries to cycle some more units in. I just start pushing in fresh units to punish him. And I see that like I have the initiative here, so I just keep pushing him towards the river line, hoping that I can take out one or two of his tanks in the water. And I don't really take out any of his units, but I still have like a 20k troop lead. And this was one of my mistakes. I decided to push across the river line. I really shouldn't have. I should have like kept a token force there and just divert the troops back to the north and then re-engage from there with extra troops. But anyways, here we have a little bit of a solid fight. I lose two of my units due to attrition and because I'm trying to hold them off. Like as you can see, there is this low HP tank unit that I'm trying to get out of there. This guy's gone practically. I'm gonna try and save him, but he's gone. Thank God he makes the mistake here and pulls the units off just in time for the cavalry to come in, and so I can squeeze this guy out. So he's sort of evening out the troop count, but the issue here is this river line over here. If he pushes me into that shit and I don't have a fallback plan, I'm pretty fucked. So here he encircles one of my tank units, and that was a big loss. So I just decided to give up this guy, just so I can save the other three guys, and so I can move this tank division back. So at this point, he actually regains the troop advantage by 10k. And I decide to fall back, just, you know, attrition him here because I have more cities, so I can like keep this up, and he has to go across the river line while I build up my strength to push across the north. Here, he still keeps trying to push me down here at the south line. Not too much of an issue. I start diverting forces to the north. I'm trying to push him out. Right now he has about a 20k troop advantage, which is pretty significant, but I did take one of his tank units here. And his forces aren't really all that good for an assault. Now here, I actually have a pretty decent force, it's just he is so much better at micro than me that I really can't catch up. Now right now, it's not that bad. Later on, it's gonna get bad. You see here, I lose another unit just because my micro isn't as good as his, but my overall strategy seems to be better. So right now, we're still sticking to that 10k troop lead on his part, and I'm just lining out his forces here, delaying him, while I'm pushing across the north. I'm a much better light infantry dude than a heavy infantry dude, so that's why I'm banking all of my shit on this part. Now you see, I went for an encirclement, not knowing how good this guy is, especially at his micro, and I have lost a unit there, which was bad, but not the worst. So I'm still funneling troops over here so they can hold on to this city, because if one of these cities falls, I'm basically fucked over here. And on the north, I keep grinding down his units. Now, here's an important thing to notice. So, I'm just gonna put this down to 1 time speed. I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, and maybe 120,000 here. He has 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Well, you can't really count these, but basically 80 versus my 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110. So, here I have 30,000 troops more than him that I'm not using. But like if you look at the troop count, I have like 20k troops in them. So all things considering, we're pretty equal over here. So I got another pick on one of his units because he tries to go for one of his encirclements. Doesn't work. I keep trying to cycle my units here. I can see that he's very vulnerable and my units are full HP. So I keep pressing my advantage over here in the north. It keeps going well, but he keeps finding these encirclements and I just can't catch up with the micro because I'm trying to micro here, do the economy, and if you can notice, he's not really using his backline cities as much as I am. Like all of my dudes are low HP on the cities because I'm trying to cycle. Now I do make some mistakes like here or here, losing another 2 full HP units. And this is basically why this match was so fucking bad. He keeps finding an encirclement after an encirclement after an encirclement. And that's what he keeps doing to keep the forces equal. Now, I only have 20k troop advantage, but still, considering this part, like he only has 50,000 troops here, I have 100,000 that I'm not using. So, that means 50,000 less, minus the 20k troop difference, he has 30,000 troops more than me on the front. But, Southside is not really that good. Like, his tanks are low HP, he can't really do much from that part, like, unless he wants to divert a lot of troops, but he can't. This city is at stake over here. I'm gonna turn off flags real quick. So, I keep pressing my advantage in the north, which is the middle, and trying to take out one of his cities over here. As you can see, like I'm slowly withering them down by just cycling constantly. Now, he tried to go for an encirclement here, I managed to encircle him, and here. So as you can see, now I have the 40k troop advantage, which means actually our front lines are equal. He starts pulling off from the south, logically, and I start sieging down his city over here. I also take another pick over here, and I'm being very careful not to spread my guys out and also not to keep them in one spot because of things like that. He almost encircled the entire front line there. Almost. So I have to cancel my attack on the city for the time being, and he just keeps finding small encirclements here and there. That's really causing issues on my dudes. And this is where his much better micro is showing. Keep in mind, this guy is 77,000 people less than me. And he's still encircling me. A magician. Look at this. Like, yes, it's a mistake on my part, but that the fucker can actually do this with this amount of less troops. Amazing. So, he keeps finding a few picks here and there, like, he actually starts, like, making me panic a little bit in the north. And as you can see, this city is left empty. And I'm not really utilizing this city here or here for the troops just because I'm overwhelmed with the fucking micro. But I got a token force here, and he keeps his tanks and his infantry here just in case if I push in with this, which suits me. I need as less of his units up here because the motherfucker's a magician. So after that, I start utilizing these tank forces because I realize, hey, they're full HP, I haven't been using them, there's a plains tile, let's fucking do something with them. While at the same time, he goes for another grand encirclement. Now here, thank God, I find a pick and I actually take out 2 of his more well HP guys. He starts encircling me here, I try and encircle him here. It's a catastrophe on both sides, and he's still managing to survive at his low HP units just because he's much better at micro than me. He even encircles me here. Now, this is ringing my alarm bells. The troop advantage is going down. It's 40k difference. It's insane, genuinely. And when you think about it, I have 20, 30, 40, 50,000 here compared to his 15, maybe another 15, maybe another 10, 40, 50, 50k. So like, well, less, but it doesn't matter. Basically, like, we have like about equal troops here, so I should have the troop advantage here. Look at his guys. His guys are low HP as fuck, and he's still managing to find encirclements because I am working on a more grand strategy scale, and he's working on a more tactical scale. Now I get a nice little pick here, and I get a nice little pick here. I lose one of these tank units here, but at this point, the overall strategy is doesn't matter what I lose right now. I don't even care about the tank units. I like light infantry units. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th city here still pumping out units. I have plenty of funds that I have built up. So my overall plan is try and take out as many of his low HP units as possible so that I have like unit advantage. I have more units than him, not more troops, just more units, so I can actually do the encirclements and all that. Now he finds another encirclement because he's a magician, and another one because I'm trying to save the dudes, but luckily for me, his dudes are low HP. All these 4 were full HP like a minute ago. His encirclements are winding me down spectacularly, so I decide to pivot on one of his cities, get my dudes auto-encircled over there, but I keep the pivot. I try and hold so I don't get counter-encircled. I push a tank unit from down here because these 2 units can hold. And here, he's basically trying to encircle me. I'm trying to encircle him. Here, multiple encirclements. It's a struggle. He's trying to encircle me. I'm trying to keep my supply lines open. I did nab this city, so I have a huge advantage. But 10,000 troop advantage. 10,000. We went from 50,000 to 10,000. And I have the city advantage. This dude's micro is out of this world. Like, look at here. He has 2 low HP dudes and 1 almost full HP. Just outmaneuvering my full HP dude. I have to send my reserve. This guy wasn't even supposed to fucking move for the next 2 minutes. I had to pull him out just to save this guy. And if he didn't fall back, he could have actually kept pinning this guy and probably had a nice little 10k pick. But I know that, like, his whole front line is burning just like mine is, so we're both sort of just, like, trying to be firemen. Now I get a nice little pick here. His low HP unit dies, this guy gets pinned, and now his full HP unit dies. I keep re-establishing the troop advantage, and I'm pumping out troops. I'm leveraging my economy advantage. I'm leveraging having an extra city. I'm not putting a unit here because I'm done and I'm overwhelmed, and I just keep pushing out units. Look here. He encircles 1 tank unit, almost encircled another 2. I'm just trying to hold on to this city for as long as possible while pumping in as many troops to the front line so that I can clear him out. Here, he might have had some good encirclements if his dudes weren't so low HP and if I didn't have so many more units than him. This is a nice little pick. He loses a tank unit here. Here, I lose a city. That's a catastrophe. I lose 2 tank units and infantry, and one of these tank units is full HP on top of that. I'm just trying to regain control here. Here, he tries to go for a little encirclement. I have troops ready. I was sort of expecting he was going to try to do things like that. I don't need to take his unit out immediately. I'm just trying to regain this city over here. He gets another fucking encirclement on me. I'm doing like a diversionary attack in the south to try to cut him off and all that, like, while he's just crushing my ass here. I get a little pick here. Here, like, his tank unit is almost fucking dead, like, but at the same time, I cannot hold on. Like, I try and push some troops down so I can hold on to this city. These 3 guys managed to actually, like, do a lot of work delaying him. He stops the offensive on the north. I mean, he doesn't really have the troops for it, like, but, like, at the same time, like, he's focusing here. We are struggling, guys. We are fucking struggling with the attention span. Like, it was at this point, because I chatted with him after the game, at this point, both me and him were cursing each other out. Now here, I had get a little Hail Mary, and I take out 5 of his fucking units. This is what's gonna save the fucking game. Yes, I'm losing the fucking tank unit here, but like I took out one of his tank units here. I'm pushing these guys back just so I have something to protect. I lose another tank unit here, but I still managed to take out 5 of his infantry units, which are fast. This is forest. That's actually my preferred outcome. Here I hold on to the tank unit a little bit, get another one of my fuckers encircled. I encircle one of his fuckers. I reinforce so I can keep the encirclement. Doesn't fucking work. I try and circle here, hold them off. It's a struggle on both fucking sides, but it's even. So can't really slow this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 cities each, so we are still even. But I have a whole lot more cash than him. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not pumping out the troops as much, number 1, I'm overwhelmed. Number 2, I'm waiting for some of these to get a little bit more full HP before I send them out and all that. So, I have a 15k troop advantage. I'm letting some of these dudes die because like I have reinforcements coming in. And I've decided to go for a Hail Mary for the south because I see that he is pulling in more troops here. He's gonna try and retake that city. If he does, I am in a massive fucking disadvantage. Here, he finds another encirclement. I thankfully counter encirclement for 2 fucking seconds, and because his dudes are low HP, that kills them. So that's one of the things that saved my ass too. Over here, he really doesn't have much to push with. He has what? 2 fullish HP dudes? Like, that's not really gonna do much against like my 4, so I get to keep him busy here, while here I do a counter-offensive. I lose another unit here because pardon me, I'm not really paying that much attention, so I keep going for the city over here. I actually managed to keep my supply lines open. I try and go for the pick on 2 of his dudes here. I still keep trying to keep my fucking supply lines open. He manages to push me out of the fucking city just through the supply lines. But in the center, I'm doing pretty well. These dudes are full HP, have plenty of morale. His dudes are low HP. He goes for another encirclement. But at this time, I pivoted most of my troops to counter his counter encirclements. He managed to get a nice little encirclement here. I panic, push some more troops in there. He almost encircles me again. He does encircle me again. I reopen the supply line. He recloses the supply line. Here, the supply line gets a little bit wonky. So these 3 dudes are almost definitely gonna fucking die. This guy dies, thank God, because the supply lines and all that. Now I start pulling in more troops on that city while trying to just like hold him off down here. Basically, I'm switching focus because I'm expecting he has better quality troops down here, which he did, and now I'm switching focus to the north. Look how many troops I have compared to him in this little part. Now, he can now, like, you know, defend the city and all that, but it's gonna be very costly for him. I didn't get a proper encirclement here, but these 2 dudes get stuck. He really doesn't have anything to send down here, so he basically full sends up here. At this point, I'm just sending as much reinforcements as possible. The troop count is just about even. I'm checking if I can do anything here. What I can't do is get my ass fucking encircled and lose troops for no godforsaken reason. Here, I'm just cycling troops. This is about like 30 minutes of the fucking game. At this point, I got so fucking tired, I offered him a ceasefire and he didn't take it. Hindsight is everything, you know? So then, we keep like just duking it out in the north. I keep holding on to the city in the south. He sends a nice little force here, but like I sent a huge force to counter that because I don't really need to hold him off here for too long. He panics, retreats these guys. I just reestablish a front line here. And this guy gets killed, trying to hold on. Now at this point I'm trying to pull my troops out, but I really can't, so I'm just pulling more troops in. At the same time, I'm keeping up the pressure on the north. The troop lead, there is no troop lead. We're still fucking even. So his micro skills are paying off because like he's actually like out encircling me, out microing me. Look at this, a full HP dude just getting killed by like what, 3 low HP dudes and 1 full one. Like, thank God he was full HP, otherwise he would have died. And here it's just a grinding fucking battle. So I keep pushing. His dudes are pretty low HP. Mine are still a little bit more high HP on average. I'm not really sending out the dudes for my backlines because I don't want to send them in full HP, half HP. Get 2 nice picks here. It's still fucking even. I cannot take the city because there's a tank unit here. It's gonna be a bitch to take it, and I would need like, let's say at least like 30-40 troops extra just to take this one city. So we keep duking it out. I keep like putting pressure over here and avoiding this tank unit so my dudes don't get like killed necessarily. Try pull back here so I don't get encircled. A dude gets encircled here because of the shitty fucking border thing and he can't move. And he goes for a big encirclement over here too as well. But I try and go for a counter encirclement, semi-successful, but the most important part, I cut him off in the city as encircles a few of his units. I have the fucking city advantage now. I have 7 cities. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I keep pushing my troops. I keep like trying to maintain this troop advantage because even though it only seems 30,000, you gotta realize these dudes are this much HP. This is about what? 3,000 people per unit? So like 30,000 advantage is probably like, you know, I have like 6-7 units more than him. So he keeps getting another encirclement here, I get a little encirclement here, I get a massive encirclement here, and that's literally what killed him. That's what fucking murdered him. I have double the troops of him. He still almost manages to encircle me here, but I had twice the amount of troops than he does, and an extra city. So at this point, like, I take down his capital, and the writing is on the wall. He probably should have taken that fucking ceasefire. Hindsight is everything, like, you know, hindsight is 20/20. But I still keep like trying to maintain my troops here, trying not to get encircled. And he surrenders, of course, because I had twice the troops and 1 extra city. So the match against this fucker was something else. You can literally see like the difference between a tactician and a grand strategist, even though he also plays grand strategy games and I also play RTSs, but I think it's just like a difference of personality. So anyways, thank God I managed to win that. He asked for a rematch, he got 2 rematches, but if there's a lot of interest in this video, I might like do a video about that too. This one's pretty long. I really don't make long form content. I only make like shorts. So if you guys like this, throw a like and subscribe. I might even do more War of Dots content depending on how it's received. But anyways, sniff, GG, and again, fuck you, you micro motherfucker. That was a great fucking game. Well played. And just so you guys know, like, I am in the top 900, he is in the top 300. So that was a extremely great fucking player. And that was a great match. And I honestly had to put down the game for the night after that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And this is me fulfilling the promise I said in the official Discord that I'm gonna make this video and upload it. So if you guys like it, enjoy, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys around.